I think what South African youth can do now to start creating the country that they want is making sure that they're doing any and everything to improve themselves. I've been involved with an interesting group of young people who are all about self-development. In as much as it initially sounds selfish, it's quite important to make sure that you're the best representation of yourself in order for you to start identifying what the country needs and being comfortable and confident in executing on what you believe the country needs. My great-grandfather is the most celebrated member of the family. We are part of a chieftaincy of a community serving the community. And I think in that basis, as long as we remember that he is one of many Mandelas and part of a Madiba legacy, it makes it easier for each of us to rise into our own and continue that legacy in that space. The simple act of volunteering, you start realizing that your space is not the norm. On the one side, if you come from a privileged space, your space is not the norm because you're interacting with people who don't have as much as you do. On the other side, if you're coming from a space of disadvantage, your space doesn't need to be the norm because you are interacting with people who have something more for you to aspire to. So the space of volunteerism takes away the boardroom office, it takes away the buildings, and it actually allows people to engage with one another on the more human factor. And that's when the more of that we do, the better it becomes for us understanding how to collectively start building the nation that we need. I think if we stick to the buildings and the boardrooms and the office space, you kind of shelter and sever that relationship with this is what the real world looks like outside of these structures that we've built. So I think that volunteerism at the basic sense allows one human being to engage with another in a space where titles don't matter, in a space where salaries don't matter, and it's the actual reason that you come out and engage in those opportunities. So I think that's why it's important. And in as much as we're different people, you start realizing just how much we share in common when we're together, rolling up our sleeves, doing something as simple as planting a tree in a community that needs more trees. And I think the more activities we engage in like that, the more we start seeing the synergies and stop highlighting the differences that we have as a South African community.